How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another The End of Oak Street video. So obviously, as you know, the full trailer has officially released, and there's a lot more dinosaur shots that we can talk about this time around, so that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to go to each of those points in the trailer, and we're going to discuss each of the dinosaurs and other extinct creatures, because it's not just dinosaurs that we saw here. So yeah, let's just get right into that. This right here, this was a very interesting part of the trailer. It looks like a thyreophorian of some kind, and I'm assuming that's exactly what it is. At first, in my trailer reaction, I said that it might be a stegosaurus, but I'm not too sure. I actually have no idea what this is. It's got spikes at the end of its tail, but the shape of its tail doesn't really scream stegosaurian to me. So I'm not really too sure what that is meant to be. If you have any ideas, I would absolutely love to hear them. There's another dinosaur right there. Not too sure what that one is too. It's obstructed. It's an obstructed dinosaur. At first it kind of looks like it has plates, but it might actually have plates, honestly. That kind of looks like a plate right there. Yeah, I think it has plates. I think that's a stegosaur. I hope it's a stegosaur. I think a stegosaur would be very cool to see. Stegosaurs are always very cool to see, honestly. I think that's potentially what that is, but it's obstructed, so, you know, I'm sure that there's a lot of wiggle room with that. That does look, it looks like spikes. This one looks very spike-like in its shape. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? It looks very, extremely spike-like. So maybe it's like Kentrosaurus or something, maybe. I don't know. And then we have a dinosaur digging through the trash. First, we see its shadow right here. Now, this shot is crazy. What? I wonder what... What is that? It could be a troodontid or a dromaeosaur of some kind, but that's a really long and thin neck, and it's huge. This guy is absolutely huge. Oh my gosh. Look at the... Is that like Coelophysis or something? Not to say that Coelophysis is this big. What is that? It's feathered too. It is feathered to heck. I'm not too sure. Does it have a... I think it had a sickle claw. If it has a sickle claw, it could either be a troodontid or a dromaeosaur. Or a unionligid, I suppose. I don't know what that is. The head shape really makes me think of Coelophysis. But I'm not too sure if that's the direction they would take. That would be very cool. Coelophysis doesn't really have any on-screen appearances. But again, if it is Coelophysis, it is quite a bit oversized. So I'm really not too sure. And we're just holding on to this image of this poor woman getting decimated by this non-avian dinosaur. That is so sad. But these colors are kind of nice. They are a bit desaturated, I suppose, but they're not bad. I like the kind of pinks and purples that you can see right here of this unknown theropod dinosaur. And the feathers are obviously just a perfect addition. I'm so glad that this is going to be one of those dinosaur films that includes feathers with, at the very least, some of their dinosaurs. So I'm very excited to see that. And yeah, I'm really interested to see more of these theropods to kind of get an understanding of what exactly they're supposed to be. So it kind of looks like it has a sickle claw. Honestly, it kind of looks like one of these toes, the inside toe, which would be the correct toe for a sickle claw. It looks like it is a bit more raised. I swear, if these are meant to be Velociraptor or something, I'm going to have a cow. I don't think it is, but even if it's meant to be Utah Raptor, that'd be weird too. For any dromaeosaur, really, I think it would look like a very strange dromaeosaur. So it's certainly possible that it's... I don't know. I'll just go ahead and leave it. You guys can go ahead and speculate. The long neck also kind of reminds me of, what was it, Lilian sternus, which I think has a relatively long neck. I think that's a coelophysoid. That would also be an interesting inclusion. Be sure to let me know what you guys think it is. Maybe I'm missing a very obvious dinosaur. It's very much possible. And they're coming in. You can see that feathery little head right there. Oh my gosh, that is going to be cool. That's going to be cool. There's one outside. This one seems like it has this one seems like it has a lack of feathers. So who knows what that could be? There's no way I can tell from just this singular shot, but it looks interesting. You got to get the high ground, my guy. You got to get the high ground, otherwise you're not going to make it. Oh, we got dinosaur feet. Yeah, I assume that these are the feet of that really skinny, lanky theropod. And I can't really make out if they have sickle claws or not. It's really hard to tell. I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know. It's hard to tell given what we can see right here. I think I see a third toe right there, kind of like pressing down. So they might not have sickle claws. It's hard to tell. I think I need to see more. These guys kind of, are they naked? Why would they be naked? You put feathers on the other guys. Are they naked? No, they're not naked. Hello, beautiful. These might be Rhamphorhynchus or something like that, which kind of makes me think that this takes place in the Jurassic period, but I don't know if they're actually sticking to a period. They might just be like, oh, we're in the time of the dinosaurs, and a lot of dinosaurs are here, you know, even ones that didn't live together. Unless that was a stegosaur, and that big lanky one was like some Jurassic theropod that I'm unfamiliar with. This looks like it could be like a Rhamphorhynchus or something related to Rhamphorhynchus. I can't quite see the teeth. I can't see if it has like little needle teeth, but it's got like the correct head shape, or at least a head shape that reminds me of that. And it might have some fluff, which would be like the feathers / pycnofibers. So fingers crossed that these guys have little feathers, because that would be awesome. And it kind of seems like they have a little bump on their beak as well. So I'm not too sure what to make of these guys. The inclusion of pterosaurs is certainly going to be really fun, though. Like, it makes sense to have pterosaurs in something like this. But yeah, let's see what else there is. Oh, what is that? What is that? Is that the Allosaurus? That might just be the What is that? That might just be the Allosaurus. Oh, a cat. A cat's in the movie too. That might just be the Allosaurus. I don't know if there's going to be multiple different types of large theropods, or if Allosaurus is going to be the main large one. I'm kind of leaning towards the latter on that. And that's the Allosaurus tail, I think. Oh, I see plates. I saw dorsal plates. I think that's a Stegosaurus. Yes, that has to be Stegosaurus. Those are dorsal plates. Those are clearly osteoderms of a Stegosaurian dinosaur. So that has to be Stegosaurus. Okay, I'm seeing more and more things that kind of hint at the fact that this takes place in the Jurassic. I don't know why I'm so hung up on that little detail, but we might be looking at a Jurassic placement here. That has to be a Stegosaur. Has to be. Oh, you shoot it. Yeah, I'm really thinking that the Allosaurus is going to be the big bad of this film, and it's going to be like maybe the largest theropod we see. It's the Lion of the Jurassic. That certainly works. Yeah, so of course I talked about this already on when we got the image. It actually looks like it's breaking its wrists right there. I mentioned how its wrists or its hands were facing the correct direction in that image that we saw. But now it kind of seems like they're giving it a wider range of motion that it probably wouldn't have. And by probably, I mean it wouldn't have that. Like, they cannot rotate their wrists. They're only held like this, inside, facing each other. They couldn't turn down like this. And yeah, in large part, it does look very similar to the Jurassic World Dominion Allosaurus. I was really like blindsided by the fact that it had feathers instead of osteoderms, that I didn't really like mention that part in the previous video, but it certainly does look like that. I don't hate it. I've never really been against the model for Jurassic World Dominion. I think that it always looked like a decent model. Like, at the very least, I could tell it's meant to be Allosaurus. It's just I was never a fan of the osteoderms. And in this, I'm not a big fan of the spikes either, even though it's, you know, probably just as likely as the feathers. I will say one thing. I think this looks a lot better than the Allosaurus from the dinosaurs. And again, I really don't mind this design at all. I think that the inclusion of feathers was a really fun choice, and one that's just as likely as including feathers on a lot of other dinosaurs. So yeah, I think it looks cool in that aspect. The colors are a bit boring, but still, I think that it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see it in action. We're getting a lot of Allosaurus things lately. Maybe it's the year of the Allosaurus. You know what? It might actually be the year of the Allosaurus. I might lean towards that. I've been looking for a dinosaur for it to be the year of. I think Allosaurus might take it, because, well, we got the dinosaurs, we have this, of course, we have Prehistoric Kingdom with 4 different species, and maybe some other things that I'm not too sure about. So maybe it's the year of the Allosaurus. Let's keep our eyes peeled. You know, we might see more. Okay, so yeah, I'm excited. I'll pretty much always be excited for a paleo project. I never like to you know, hold on to the negatives as much. I'm excited for this film. I think that it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be an interesting take on a dinosaur film, and I'm excited to see how they handle dinosaurs as well. I hope it's in an interesting way. I hope that the movie overall handles dinosaurs pretty well, if that makes sense. And I'm just really excited to see it, I suppose. I don't know. August 14th is when this movie releases, and you know that I'll be there opening night. So yeah, be sure to let me know what you guys think of this trailer down in the comments below. And until next time, thank you all so much for watching, and have an awesome day.